Hello folks, and welcome back to Witcher 3, the Wild Hunt, or Wild Hunt. Keep wanting, damn, I just realized I hit the wrong one. I don't want to hit continue, I want to go back to load game.
I'd disappeared, yet Geralt soon discovered my whereabouts. A cell in the
I am surprised that Geralt didn't notice the guy was a vampire. I was figuring that's the case from the get-go.
Good thing too.
You know, from that earlier conversation. I
Sadly, she was no
don't think I said it, but I was thinking vampire. And higher one at that.
disappeared in a flash of
The
light.
lesser vampires are just,
Where to?
"Arr, I'm a vampire. I'm clearly a monster." Groups of elves sometimes keep hostages in their camps. Defeat the bandits and free the prisoners to gain access to additional workmen and merchants. Still haven't found the one I freed, and superhuman gets a little weird when you start bringing in like dwarves and elves. Like, is Geralt better than is his eyes on par with an elf's, or are they inferior?
No simple task.
Like, where would the Witcher's abilities stack, you know?
I'd disappeared, yet Geralt soon discovered my whereabouts. A cell in the dungeon of the Temple Guard. With the help of our friends, Geralt managed to free me. Good thing too, for indeed I knew what had happened to Ciri. Sadly, she was no longer in Novigrad.
I'm gonna finish Novigrad and the surrounding area before I go anywhere else. But I'm thinking I might actually have to
This I did not know.
redo this quest later on. I'd go to a previous save and redo this because remember how we got a quest update for the you know, the party with Triss? Yeah. Mightn't be a, you know, I'm not sure what's going to happen there now. I feel like we should have killed him, but that might have made more trouble. Broken rake? Odd.
As the black ones are chasing gorillas round the Kedwin.
Wait. Okay, so Ingrid. The heiress is Ingrid, and she's the one relevant to a matter of life and death. Okay.
Novigrad safe.
You'll look fucking amazing on top of me.
Whoa. All right. Alright, so now let's go rush back over here and do this, actually get this quest done, right? Remember seeing someone modding a skateboard into the game. Looked pretty awesome. Because he's just gunning it along. Oh, I assumed it was modded in. Who knows, maybe it's like a weird little cheat you can put on.
run out of formaldehyde.
I underestimated you. You almost caught me in flagrante delicto. Now you've seen through my bluff.
I have know what that means.
Although, you've not divined all, I see. Had you, you would have drawn your silver sword.
What are you?
A vampire. Heya, of course.
Got a reason for killing? A reason to torture?
I thought you'd figure that out as well. The symbolism's rather obvious. Coals for those who are blind to the fire. The egg of a salamander born of fire to replace their cold, doubting hearts. Fire down the throat that...
Yeah, symbolism's clear. What's not is why a vampire would kill in the name of the eternal fire.
should be equally obvious. I concur with the Church's diagnosis. Novigrad is a fallen city. Its population amnesiacs to the very concepts of decency and morality. So I decided to remind them, in a manner they'd be certain to notice.
You're out of your fucking mind, twisted logic. There are other ways. Let's go with this one.
There are other ways. Could have set up a soapbox in Hierarch Square, preached from it.
How funny. That's exactly what I did. But none listened. Instead they laughed. Threw stones. Give a thought to my victims. A lecherous woodcarver who'd spend his last copper on whores. An old countess who defiled symbols of the faith. A Trebirates for whom nothing was sacred, nothing above ridicule. They did not deserve to live. But their deaths could be a lesson to others. Awaken them, scare them onto the correct path, the path to the fire, to cleansing, to salvation. For you, I'm afraid it's too late. You are a man of little faith. I sense this.
But I'm pretty good with a sword.
Pretty good. Might not cut it.
Your cloaking leaves a lot to be desired. I can see you pretty damn well. Maybe you'll cop on and start putting out the fires. Now that's more like it. No, wait, actually, he just moved behind something. Oh, no, Quinn's the wrong one. Yarden, that's the right one. Thank you, Quinn. Do it. Okay, Igni time. Sup? I love how no one outside seems bothered by, well, sounds of brawling. Quick growth. Just insta-eat some raw meat. Woo! You move fast. Catacombs. I'm sure we'll face them again where their stealth is more relevant. Western Green Mutagen. Mutagen for it. Sapphire Dust and Rubidum. It also has a silver sword on it, which seems kind of questionable. You wouldn't think it would be able to touch it. Compare. it's... Okay, this boosts Yarden, and Axie. Its Yarden and Axie boosts... It actually has Yarden and Axie boosts unlike the other sword, but the other sword boosts Yarden by... Ard, sorry, by 2% higher. And it actually boosts Quinn by 12%. It gives 4% extra experience from humans and non-humans, though unless its effect just is an always-on sort of deal, we'd only be getting it from non-humans, so... but whatever. Well, the other one has can boost critical hit damage bonus by 16% and chance to cause burning by 15. It also has an extra 5% from runestones, so it's 20%, and it's +2 attack power. Now I could slap those runes on the new sword, but I'm actually quite happy with what I currently have. Its damage is a bit lower, but it's pretty good, you know? Ah, fuck it. You know what? Switch him. I think I have to go to someone to get the runestones removed. Let's hold off on the runestones for the time being, I guess. Actually, let's go to the journal. Okay. Chimeras? Bah, ain't none to fear. Chimeras? Why, there ain't nothing more than overgrown bats. Anonymous city guardsman's last words. Unguarded vampires, chimeras are not, despite what village gossips might say, undead humans. They are instead post-conjunction monsters with no particular feelings about garlic, holy water, or religious symbols. Unlike the portrayals in ballads and legends, they look nothing like a handsome pale aristocrats with charming eastern accents, though catechans or Nukarats, they do bear a strong resemblance to overgrown bats. They also do not suck blood from the necks of virgins with a delicate kiss-like bite. They tear them to shreds with long, sharp claws, then slurp the splattered blood off the ground. Chimeras are unusually cruel and exceptionally swift. They're able to land quickly land blow after blow, capable of smashing the best, even the best Mahakapan? I can't say. Mahakaman? Made armor into tiny shards. They should be fought with a silver sword, remembering that they can regenerate health back over time. One should thus never attempt to tire them out, or gods forbid wait for them to bleed to death. Instead, cut them down as quickly as possible, and if possible, burn the body to ash and scatter it through the four winds. Higher vampires. Men, the polite ones at least, will call me a monster. A blood-drinking freak. Emil Regus, a higher vampire. Only a mutual thirst for blood links higher vampires to their distant, much more primitive cousins, chimeras, alps, catechans, and the like. Higher vampires, are in fact much more similar to humans than to those bat-like blood slurpers. They not only resemble us in appearance, but also share intelligence, behavioral patterns. This means they do not squat in distant forests or hide in shadows. On the contrary, they're particularly fond of cities, where they live out deceivingly normal lives. Even witchers are not capable of recognizing them at once, for their medallions remain perfectly motionless in the presence of higher vampires. Yet all these similarities do not blind us to an essential difference. Unlike men, higher vampires are immortal. Those who face them in combat and survived can be counted on one hand. It's a witcher's good fortune that higher vampires are extremely rare, and not all are dangerous to humans. They do have a taste for blood. They do not need to drink it to survive. Some higher vampires have renounced feeding on humans altogether, and do not know harm to anyone, but others give in to their desires. A witcher who braves fighting a higher vampire must bear in mind that he faces a monster endowed with incredible strength. One able to manipulate men and animals, turn invisible, and transform into a giant bat. And furthermore, one which is nearly impossible to kill. In other words, even an experienced monster slayer should think twice before accepting a contract on one of these creatures, even if a half a kingdom and a princess's hand is in the offing. Catechans. Scoia'tael, Great Mother, protect us from evil, from unclean devils and foul demons, most of all from the clutches of catechans and nukrats. Fragment of a prayer. Catechans and their more dangerous kin, nukrats, are the embodiments of human fear. They hide in the shadows, they feed on blood, they resemble enormous bats, with long fangs and even longer talons. And as if that weren't terror enough, they can turn invisible, waiting unseen, while dread of their unpredictable attack overwhelms their victim. Weird. If you destroy an item, you will recover any runestones currently fitted in it. I think you have to bring it to a blacksmith or someone to destroy it. Different merchants offer different goods for different prices. A blacksmith might offer you a better price for a sword than a blacksmith, than an armor. There might be a way to heal Priscilla, though. I'm just thinking.
It's a material world.
Maybe magic could help. Like, there's member mages with the King of Beggars. Maybe they could heal. Then again, maybe the damage is too much. There might be limitations to even magical healing. Patient? You seem familiar. Sorry. Wrong room.
How's...
Better, right?
Yes.
Did you take care of what I asked?
Yeah. The Witcher's way.
Thank you, Geralt. From me and Priscilla.
Did my part. Your turn now. Take care of her. Good care.
I will. You'll see. Treat her better than the Dryads of Brockamon could.
She's talking again. Nice surprise.
Isn't it? Professor Von Gratz told me her wounds are healing faster than a troll's. Not the most flattering comparison, but encouraging. Maybe she might even sing again someday. For now, we'll try performing as a duo. She'll play the lute, I'll sing. Dandelion and Calanetta. Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Sounds great. Good luck, Dandelion. On stage and off.
Well, that ended better than I was expecting. Gotta talk to you.
Yes, Geralt?
Found and killed the murderer. It was Hubert. You were right not to trust him. He was a higher vampire.
I thought nothing could surprise me in Novigrad. Seems I was wrong. Deeply wrong. Thank you, Geralt. Were it not for you, this would never have ceased.
Probably should have made the point. Ooh, we can bring up Shani, who is in this game. I think she's in one of the DLCs. Blood and Wine. I think she's there. Though we should also mention the bishop that's around here. Yeah, he is also a torturing fuck.